Recently I've found that my grocery bills are creeping up and up. Every week I seem to be spending a little bit more, and the last couple have come in at around £130 for a week's shop. And we are a family of 6. I do have a lot of people to feed and to buy for, but I was just becoming so aware that I could be making savings if I were to be a bit more savvy with my weekly shop. So I've decided to do a little experiment and try over the next month to cut my food shopping bill in half. I would also find that on top of my £130 a week at Tesco or Sainsbury's or wherever I was doing my shop, which was usually online for the convenience factor, but I also would find myself nipping out to the shops during the week to pick up bits that I'd forgotten or bits that I'd run out of. So I'm going to try and not do that as well. So it's not going to be easy. I've got some bad habits to break, and I have 3 ways that I'm planning to achieve my goal. So I thought I would share those things with you today and just take you along on the start of this process of trying to save money on my weekly food shop. So based on what was my typical weekly spend of £130 a week, I'm going to try and get that down to as close to £65 a week as possible. But I've given myself a bit of leeway with a monthly figure of £300. If I can spend £300 or less per month on groceries, I will be really happy. So the 3 things I'm planning to do, first off, is shop elsewhere. I will always shop online if I can, just because it's easier than taking Marnie grocery shopping. But actually, if I'm shopping somewhere like Aldi, I tend to get in and get out as quick as possible. I can't promise that I won't cave and make the occasional online order at Tesco as the months go on. Actually, that might be an interesting thing in itself, to see if I can significantly reduce my grocery budget doing an online shop at Tesco. So perhaps that's something I'll consider a bit further down the line. But for the immediate future, I'm going to be doing my food shops in Aldi or Lidl. So that's the first thing. The second thing, and something that I haven't been very good at in the past, is looking through what I currently have in my house and basing my meal plan on that in the first instance, rather than just thinking of things that I fancy eating and buying everything new. I'm going to have a good look through my cupboards, go through my fridge, my freezer, and look at all the ingredients I currently have and try to come up with meals that I would like to make based on that. This is something I don't generally do. I always have a rough idea of what I have in the fridge and in the cupboards when I do my shop, but I've never actually based my meal plan around what I already have. And if I can aim for making maybe 2 or 3 of the 7 meals per week out of ingredients I already have that I don't have to buy new for, then I think that'll make a difference to my weekly spend as well. The third and final thing is something I already do, and that's to meal plan. But as I said, I'm going to be working into it the things I already have in my kitchen ready to go. But the one thing I am going to change up that I don't currently do when I meal plan is researching new cost-effective family recipes and building up a real collection of great budget family meal ideas. A lot of the recipes that I make include meat, and I want to try and reduce how much meat we eat on a weekly basis as well. Not completely, but I just want to try and cut it down to maybe half the meals. I tend to prefer meat-free meals anyway. That's definitely my preference, but I know it's not the preference of the rest of my family, so I need to consider them as well. But there are plenty of meat-free options that they do enjoy, so I'm just going to try and do a bit more looking around and researching different options, with the main point being that they are cost-effective options as well. So I'm gonna get cracking with the first step of my plan, which is to go and see what I've already got in the kitchen, then sit down and write my meal plan and my shopping list. So we're heading off to Aldi. I've got my shopping list, and that is all based off my meal plan. Okay, we're just back from the shop and I actually spent £69, which I've got you balanced on a box of Choco Hoops, so yeah, just that's better. I spent £69, which is obviously a few pounds more than I intended. £65 would be exactly half of what is my average, or has recently been my average weekly shop. So £65 would have been my ideal. That's really hot. I've been dying for that. So £69, I'm quite irritated by myself just because it's not half exactly, but it's not far off. So I'm gonna just accept it and move on with my life. Actually, I went ever so slightly off my list because as I was walking around, I realized that we used up the last of the olive oil yesterday when we were, or pretty much the last, there's a tiny bit left, when we were making our roast dinner. So I picked up some coconut oil. They had a jar of organic, like, is it cold pressed coconut oil, which I've had from there before, and it was really good. And I used to cook with coconut oil all the time and really enjoyed doing it. So I picked that up and that was £2. I also remembered when we were on our way round that we're running low on shower gel, so I got that for just under £1. There was something else as well that I went off list with. Oh, they had cartons of cauliflower, I was gonna say coconut rice, that's not what I meant. Cauliflower rice for 79p. So if you add those up, that probably does come to the extra £4 that I spent. So, you know, had it not been for those things, it would have been exactly half. So I thought I would just talk you through my meal plan for the week, rather than doing a grocery haul, because I think as the weeks go on, I'll do a video on this, cutting my grocery or food shop bill in half. I'll do a video on this possibly weekly or every other week, but in different ways. So some weeks I'll do a grocery haul, some weeks I'll do my favorite budget family recipes, some weeks I'll do tips that I'm picking up along the way, not grocery planning, meal planning, things like that. So I thought I would, rather than do all of it in this video because it'll be really long, I will just stick to telling you what my meal plan is for the week. Also, if you'd be interested, as I've been researching this, I've found some great websites and I've been following some Instagram accounts and YouTube channels for a while that I really, really like for cost-effective, like cheap and easy family recipes. So if you'd like me to share a selection of my favorites as well as another video, let me know. So my meal plan for this week, and it's in no particular order, I'll just chop and change it as I fancy on that particular day, but we will be having leftover Mexican chicken, which I have in the fridge, and we will definitely have that tonight because it needs to be used up. So that helps in terms of cost saving because we have that left over from last week. So we will be having that tonight, and I think there's enough for the kids as well. Then we will be having a chickpea and spinach dal with either the cauliflower rice or regular rice. We'll also be having sweet potato, black bean and feta enchiladas, and they didn't have black beans in Aldi, which I'm really annoyed about because that's gonna really throw me. I don't think I've got a tin of them in the cupboard either, and it's the kind of thing you can't really substitute. Like kidney beans wouldn't be the same, and I don't want to use those Mexican beans that are in a sauce because they'll change the flavour. So I'm gonna have to pop into a Tesco at some point if I'm out and about this week and grab the black beans and just not look at anything else and not buy anything else when I'm in there. So that is another meal, sweet potato, black bean and feta enchiladas. Then I'm also going to make a puttanesca pasta, halloumi flatbreads with, possibly with falafel. I fancied falafel and they had that in Aldi, so we might have those with the halloumi flatbreads. Then slow cooker Spanish chicken, which we'll either have with the rice or the cauliflower rice, depending on what I've done earlier on in the week. And then the final meal is a 3-bean chili with jacket potatoes and salad probably. So those are the meals for the week. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 meals. I'm aware that I haven't put like a roast or a Sunday type of dinner on there. We tend to have a roast I would say every other week, and the weeks that we don't have a roast, I will do like a chicken pie or something. And all those things don't really fit. So we'll have to see what we do on Sunday. Maybe the Spanish chicken would be a good one for Sunday because I know the kids will like it, and at least it's chicken. So that might be the plan for that. So that's my meal plan. If you want me to share any of those recipes, then I can do that. Most of them are made up by me in my head, except for the dal, which is Kerry Whelpdale's recipe, and I've mentioned it before on my channel. Actually, Kerry is a brilliant channel to check out for cheap and easy family meals. She does loads of recipe videos, one every Sunday in fact, and yeah, her recipes are great. The dal is one of hers, which I was lucky enough to have Kerry cook for me herself, which was amazing, and I've made it so many times since. I add chickpeas in to just bulk it out, which Kerry doesn't in her recipe. I think Kerry usually adds prawns to hers, which I don't like, so chickpeas and spinach will be going into mine. I will leave Kerry's channel linked in the description box. You can go and say hi because she's a great source of recipe and meal ideas. So yes, that's what we're working with for the week. So that's week 1 of my mission to cut my food shopping bill in half. I hope you've enjoyed hearing about it. I would love to hear your money saving tips for food shopping as well, so do let me know in the comments below what you do to save you and your family money. Don't forget to subscribe so you can keep up with how I'm getting on. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.